Today's lesson is talking about cells and the levels of organization. Organisms or living things are classified into three types: plants, animals, and humans. All living things are made up of cells. In other words, cells are the basic unit of all living things. Now, do you think cells can be seen by your naked eyes? Sure, no. They are tiny living things. Actually, they are the smallest living things that cannot be seen by your naked eyes. You can see them only by a microscope. Okay? So, again, I will repeat. A cell is the very smallest structural and functional unit of all living things. In this definition, we are going to concentrate on three words: smallest, structural, and functional. Smallest, as we mentioned before, that they are tiny. They are tiny living things that cannot be seen by your naked eye. Structural, we mean that the body of all organisms is made up of cells, and functional, we call them functional unit of all living things because all the functions of body are carried out by cells. In other words, cells carry on the processes that keep organisms alive. Now, another thing we want to talk about the kinds of cells. We have two main kinds of cells that are the animal cell and the plant cell. As you notice, animal cell and the plant cell are different in their shape and in their structure. By the way, human cells are categorized under the label of animal cell. Okay? Now, cell is the basic unit of structure and function of all living things. Look at the picture over here. This is the human body. As you notice, I have the nerve cell, which is found in my brain. I have the red blood cell, which is found in my blood. I have the skin cell, which is found in my skin. And I have the bone cell, which is found in my skeleton. As you notice, there are different kinds of cells in my body. Why do you think my body is formed of different kind of cells? This is because each organ in my body performs a different function. That's why it is made up of different kind of cells. The function of the brain is different from the function of the skin, is different from the function of the skeleton. That's why each one of them is made up of different kind of cell. Now, can you name some organs in our body? Here are some organs that are found in our body. I have the brain, I have the heart, the lungs, the liver, the large intestine, a kidney, the small intestine, the stomach. All these are organs. As we mentioned before, each organ of these organs have a different function. So it is made up of different kinds of cells. Okay? Now, if we want to talk about the organization of our body, there are 5 levels of organization in organisms. By organisms, I'm talking about not only humans, also animals and plants. First of all, I have the cells, then the tissues, then the organs, then the organ systems, and finally, I have the organisms. Okay? So, group of cells make a tissue, group of tissues make an organ, group of organs make the system, and the group of systems make the whole body. Okay? As you notice, I start from the smallest to the largest cell, then group of cells make the tissue, group of tissues make an organ, group of organs make the system, and the group of systems make the organism. Okay? Now, if we come up to the levels of organization for all organisms, as we notice in this picture, this is only one plant cell, but many plant cells together make this plant tissue, make this organ system, and finally the organism. And this is also applied for the animals, as we notice in the picture below. Okay, this is another picture that explains what we are talking about. Now, if we come up to the brain, brain is an organ in the nervous system. Okay, since it's an organ in the nervous system, so it is formed up of nervous cells. So, group of nervous cells that perform the same function make the nervous tissue which is found in my brain. Then the nervous tissues together join together to make the brain. Brain is an organ and it is an organ in the nervous system. Nervous system is one system of the many systems I have in my body. Okay? Now, do you think do you think a nervous cell, if it is joined with a bone cell or a muscle cell, can they make a tissue? Sure, no, because they are different in their shape, they are different in the structure, and they are different in their function. As we agreed before, group of similar cells perform same function, make a tissue. Here we are talking about the relation between cell and complete organism. As you notice in the picture over here, cells, I have one cell only, then group of cells that are similar in shape and perform the same function, they make a tissue. Group of tissues make the organ, group of organs make the system, and the systems all form the whole organism. Okay? This is another picture that explains what we are talking about. Cells, group of cells together make the tissue, group of tissues make the organ, many organs make the system, and the systems form the organism. Here I have another example other than the brain. Look at this. This is one muscle cell, okay? When many muscle cells, similar in shape, perform the same function, joined together as we see in this picture, they make the muscle tissue. Then tissues together make the stomach. The stomach is an organ in our digestive system, and the digestive system is one system of the systems in my body. Another example, this is over here one muscle cell. Okay, now here I have many cells together have the same shape and the same function, make a tissue. Then tissues together make the organ, which is the heart. Okay, then the heart is an organ of the circulatory system, which is one system of the systems in my body. To sum up our ideas, there are 5 levels of organization. From smallest to largest, I have the cell, then group of similar cells perform the same function, make an organ, group of organs make the system, and group of systems make the whole organism. Okay? Now, this organizer sum up all the ideas of our lesson. Cells are the basic unit of all living things, and they cannot be seen by your naked eye. Cells carry out all the processes of life. They are classified into 2 main kinds: animal cells, which is the same as humans, and plant cells. Cells are different in their shape and size because they perform different functions. Group of similar cells that perform the same function make a tissue. Group of tissues make an organ. Group of organs make an organ system, and the group of organ systems make the organism. For example, group of nerve cells that are similar in shape and perform the same function, they make a nervous tissue. These nervous tissues together make the brain, which is an organ in the nervous system, and the nervous system is one system of my body. Another example, bone cells together performing the same function form the bone tissue. Bone tissues together make the skeleton, which is an organ in the skeletal system, and the skeletal system is a system of the systems in my body. Okay, thanks for listening.